What's good, everybody? It's JC Sims here, and welcome back to my channel. Before we start, I just wanted to thank everybody because we hit 4,000 subscribers here on the JC Sims channel, and I am just like, every milestone that I hit, every 1,000 that I hit, I can't believe it. And we've been growing so much in the past few months, and I can't wait to grow more with you guys. And I love the little community that we have created here together. So thank you for every like, comment, sub, even view, all of that. Thank you so much because it means so much to me. If you have not noticed yet, I have given my channel, I can never do this right because it's mirrored, but I've given my channel a little makeover. So I'm gonna have a new intro that you guys will see after my little intro now, my second intro. I don't know. I need to move up a little bit. I just did not want to cover my new graphic. But anyways, enough about all of that. Today's video is going to be over a mod that I've been keeping my eye on for a few months now. And that mod is the language barriers mod by the creator Frank. This mod basically overhauls all of the worlds in the game to have a language attached, and depending on where your sim is born, they have a native language and they are not fluent in any of the other languages, so it can make traveling to different worlds a little difficult. I'm very grateful that The Sims 4 is different from Sims 3 in the fact that we can interact with people from different worlds. But the way that I like to play, I like to make it like Mount Komorebi is super far away from Windenburg, and Windenburg is super far away from Oasis Springs. I like it to feel like they are different places in one world. So having different languages makes it feel really realistic to me. I have not tried this mod yet. I've seen different videos and I've seen tweets about it on Twitter, but I have just been so busy doing other mod videos that I haven't really had time to sit down and play with any new like core script mods. So we are going to check that out today. If you like videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notifications bell so you get notified every time I post a new video, and let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, everybody, so we are here in the game. I am using my sim self today because I have been building these apartments for the last few days now. I love them so much. We have like little guest parking over here, and there is a gate with like the little call box and little screen. This might be my favorite build I've ever built ever, and that's saying a lot because I feel like I always say this, but I'm so serious about this. I do have a speed build of this coming. It's gonna be my first speed build in like months, but that's how much I love this. So this is a little sneak peek of what's to come. I'll probably have that uploaded next week sometime, but yeah, I'm just too obsessed. I had to show you that. I'm using my sim self kind of as the tester to make sure everything works in the lot. So I was like, why not just use this as a little sneak peek opportunity? Let's just use this for the video today. I feel like this is one of those mods that is kind of an essential because I don't know, it's one of those that it's so small, but it adds so much to gameplay. It feels like it's a given. So the first thing that I want to make note of is that there are going to be 6 different languages that come with this mod. So we have Komorebigo, Salvadoradian, Simlish, Siksami, Toki-Sulani, and Windenburgish. So obviously, Komorebigo will be spoken in Mount Komorebi. Salvadoradian will be spoken in Salvadorada. Is that what it's called? El Salvadorada? I don't know, I haven't been there in a while. Simlish, Siksami, Toki-Sulani, and Windenburgish. Siksami is going to be the aliens, Sulani, Windenburg, you get it. All of the rest, like Brindleton Bay, Del Sol Valley, we are in Oasis Springs right now, Willow Creek, all of the rest of the worlds are just going to be Simlish. It's kind of like an English. So the reason why I love this mod already is because the way that the languages are set up, it's kind of how I play anyways. So like I was saying in the intro, I make it to where some of the locations are really far away from other ones. So America in my game essentially is like Oasis Springs, Willow Creek, Brindleton Bay, San Myshuno, Del Sol Valley, that kind of stuff. And then like Mount Komorebi is in Japan. Sulani is like its own island world, all that kind of stuff. So this mod really was like made for my personal game. And when you first load into the game, which I also think is such a cool aspect, wherever your Sims are kind of created or born at is what they will be native speakers in. So if we come over to my Simology, one of my traits is actually that I'm a Simlish native. This Sim speaks Simlish natively and will never have issues speaking Simlish to other Sims. So pretty much when you go around in Oasis Springs, Del Sol Valley, Brindleton Bay, those type of worlds that Simlish is the native language or the most common language, you will not have problems communicating with other people. But if I was to like take a vacation to Sulani or Mount Komorebi, I might have a little bit more of a language barrier. So you know, the name of the mod, language barrier, you kind of see where I'm going with this. So the first thing that I want to show you, like I said, I've never used this mod before. So I do know that you have new skills for each of the 6 different languages. If you come and click on a computer, you'll have a new option for Sim Lingo. Obviously, this is a play on words of Duolingo, but you can practice all the languages except obviously the one that you are fluent in. So we have Salvadoradian, Komorebigo, Windenburgish, Toki Sulani, and 6 Ami. So I don't know, let's go ahead and plan for a Mount Komorebi vacation. I got my Sim already in their cold weather gear, but let's go ahead and practice some Komorebigo before. Oh, it looks like my apartment is broken. I am going to hide the fact that I am filled with intense anger and fury over that because I spent days building this. So I'm just going to teleport myself up here and act like that never happened. So if we come to a computer now, let's go ahead and practice some Komorebigo. Oh, okay. It was just a desk, you guys. False alarm. I don't think I will have to reconstruct these apartments because that would like kill me. Okay, so 3rd time is a charm. Now we can practice some Komorebigo on Sim Lingo. And it'll say that you acquired the Komorebi skill. Javon has begun learning Komorebigo, the language of the breathtaking region of Mount Komorebi. If he plans on visiting, he should practice this language some more. To further develop his skill, he can hit the textbooks, practice on Simlingo, or talk with native Komorebigo speakers. So one thing that I like about this mod, I was kind of reading up on it, you can have friends that have like other native languages that might have learned your language. It's really cool and it makes Sims a lot more dynamic. And again, I feel like one of the common themes and wishes for The Sims 4 is that we want a little bit more challenge. So instead of, you know, having my Sim just be allowed to go to Japan for lunch, it'll be more of a challenge for him to go to Japan because he can't speak the language. So I really love that aspect of this mod. I also love the native languages. Also, one thing I was reading about this mod, if you have a child, that child, you can teach them languages as well, but they will also be native speakers. And if you want to come and click on your Sim and go to languages, you can go ahead and cheat a native language for them. So if you want to create a bit of a backstory, you know, my Sim moved to Del Sol Valley from Salvadorada. You can make your native language Salvadoradian and you'll know Salvadorada. If you do this, obviously you won't know Simlish, so you might have to cheat that up or whatever, but I love that aspect of this mod as well. I like to think that my Sims have little accents and things like that, so this mod goes perfectly with that. So I kind of want to see how it's going to go if I want to talk to somebody else, considering I don't know what Mrs. Azor Carlton's native language is, but we're going to go find out really quickly. Okay, so Mrs. Azor kind of ran away. I don't know. Okay, so this is funny. We are talking to Mr. what's his name? William Sullivan, and I just started talking to him and it seems that he's an alien. So we got the little notification that I have begun learning Sixami, the language of the mystical planet of Sixam. To further develop his skill, he can hit the textbooks, blah, 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 blah. So we know right off the bat, if we come to our people that we know, it should say that he is a Sixam speaker. Okay, it doesn't. I'm a complete liar. But if we come to friendly, we have some new options to ask for help with Sixami or try speaking Sixami. I'm going to go ahead and try speaking Sixami to Mr. William Sullivan really quickly. So he said, for the sake of our relationship, I'm going to pretend you never said that. And we have like some little question mark thought bubbles. So this mod seems very fleshed out, like everything kind of makes sense, and the text boxes are very no typos or anything. But we did get a moodlet that said, "What'd you say?" from miscommunication. Not being able to understand the person you're talking to because of a language barrier can be very stressful. So that just goes to show that you can't really speak to everybody now. I was curious how this would work with normal interactions. So if I ask him about day, will I still not understand? Okay, so it just exited out of it. I'm not sure. Okay, wow. This is my new favorite mod, guys. Pack it up. This is it. So I asked him, I just wanted to get to know, and he said, "No, I don't keep dolphins in my bathtub. Why do you ask?" And it says, "Make it make sense from miscommunication. Javon is completely lost in this conversation. He should probably study a language before attempting to use it." So like I said, I've never used this mod, and I wanted to see if it was just a thing that like the mod interactions I wouldn't be able to use. But if you cannot speak another Sims language, you cannot make any interactions with them. You'll just speak a bunch of gibberish. So that is like so realistic, and I am just, oh my god, I'm in love with this mod. Okay, so it is about 8 o'clock in the morning the next day, and I want to go test out the new language mod in a different world. So we're gonna go ahead and travel to Mount Komorebi, but let's go ahead and get our finest winter wear on immediately. Okay, we are shapoppin', yes. So of course we have the mask on. Of course, I love putting this little mask on. By the way, in my Greasy Goods video, I had my sim self go to the Greasy Goods restaurant with a mask on, and some of you were commenting. I forgot to mention that that mask was this mask too. They're all the same one. They're from Little Dika as well. I love them. They go so well on the face, and it just looks so good with his winter wear. Like, yes, this is exactly something I would wear. So we're gonna go ahead and have a little vacation. Okay, everybody, so we just hopped off the plane at Mount Como. I was trying to find something to rhyme with LAX for sure. But this is not a Snow Escapes LP. So let's go ahead and find some people around, even though we're in like a tourist spot. So everyone might be from Willow Creek. So can we just say how poppin' I look in my winter wear with my little mask? Like, yes! You better serve them some look. Okay, so everyone must have been at work. It must not be like in season at the ski lodge, because I could not find a damn soul within a 10-mile radius. So Megan Ito just came and started talking to us. I know for a fact that she is from Mount Komorebi. I wonder if there's going to be any type of like issue, but I think she's a celebrity. So actually we're going to skip her because she's going to act snooty. So we're going to give a friendly introduction to Jenna over here and see what she is saying. It looks like I was talking to Shigeru Nishidaki, and he says, "What do you mean an avocado is taking over the city?" So again, I was just seeing, you know, how the language will work outside of my home world, and just as I thought, I don't know the language here. So I just wonder how it would go if I had a bit more of a skill in this language. So let's go ahead and cheat it up a little bit. If you have MC Command Center, all of these languages will still be available in the cheat menu if you want to cheat up the skills. And this one has a maximum value of 10. Let's go ahead and put in 5, you know, halfway. We're at Mount Komorebigo 2 out of 4, you know? Okay, so we reached Komorebigo level 5. I have improved my language of the Komorebigo language, and I am less likely to experience miscommunication while speaking to others. So let's go ahead and talk to Jenna really quickly. So even though I have a level 5 Komorebigo skill, she still said, for the sake of our relationship, I'm going to pretend you never said that. So obviously I'm still a little rusty. Let's go ahead and try with Mr. Shigeru. Okay, so still, even then, he did not really understand what I said. I did acquire the comedy skill, but I'm still getting embarrassed. So this time it said, was it something I said? Sometimes words just don't translate well. Unfortunately for Javon, this was one of those times, and he just implied someone's mother is a llama. So still, even at a level 5, it's very hard. I would say that this mod, just like any other language besides your native language, it's not that easy to master. It's not just like you're going to get to level 2 and be able to travel the world and talk with all the locals. You know, you might have to get up to level 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 to have, you know, full-blown conversation. So again, I really like that element of challenge that this mod adds to the game. So I've kind of been talking to Jenna over here for the last few minutes, and I just did another interaction with her, and she said, what does electromagnetism have to do with what we were talking about? And through this mod, I just noticed that it's really just like a chance thing. Sometimes when I would interact with her, it would just be fine, and I would get like a plus friendship type of notification or thing above the head, and sometimes I would get embarrassed. So I would just tread lightly because I'm very embarrassed now. I don't want to embarrass myself into being mortified and then die. But I just wonder if I get like any moodlets if I'm level 10 type of deal. I would like to see that. Okay, so I actually switched it to level 8 just to see if I would be a little more successful or if it would still be kind of difficult to interact with other locals around the world. And it seems that she's pretty receptive. She can hang out with me for a bit. Let's go ahead and try another interaction on her. So yeah, it seems like we're having a pretty successful conversation now. We also, let's go ahead and ask her for help with Komarebigo just to see if she has any tips for speaking the language or if there's any moodlets involved with that. So we asked her for help with Komarebigo, and she said, these are my favorite insults, but use them wisely and don't tell anyone I taught you them. So do we have any new moodlets? We don't have any new moodlets, but I love this little like text box that gives us the illusion that she told us how to say some naughty words in Komarebigo. I'm sure that this makes you like the skill go up a little bit more. So I like that, you know, if you go on vacation and you don't really know the language, you can go up to locals and kind of ask them to help you out. I feel like this would also be really cool with romantic relationships, you know, kind of falling in love with someone from a different country and learning their language, you know, all that Nicholas Sparks type of jazz. I feel like, again, like a lot of the mods lately and a lot of the mods that I try to feature on this channel, I try to review mods that can be like multifaceted. So even though this is just a mod about languages, you can play this mod into a lot of different storylines, you know, origin stories, or like I just said, meeting somebody. And I really love mods that do that. Oh, apparently I'm running away to the restroom, but I also feel like this mod is also small. I was just touching on that in one of my past videos about like small mods, is that I've been more into mods that are like small but make a huge difference in my game, and this one definitely does. It's going to change the conversations and interactions that you have with people on a daily, but it's not going to be a mod that you notice in your game from day to day until you go and meet somebody that you don't speak the same language with. So I really love that too. Now the other settings in the languages panel, you have disable extreme emotions for Javon. So when extreme emotions are disabled for a sim, they will not gain +8 embarrassed or angry moodlets from miscommunication. So this will prevent sims from dying due to embarrassment or anger. If you have MC Command Center, you can go ahead and turn off emotional deaths, I'm pretty sure. So that is really useful if you don't want your sims just, you know, popping on the floor dead because they couldn't say hi back in a language. But you can also disable language barriers for each sim. So if you don't want to deal with the fact that your sim cannot talk to people from Sulani or Windenburg or Mount Komarebi, you can disable language barriers for them. I do want to see what will happen if I add Toki Sulani as a native language. I don't know. Just gonna pick one. Okay, so when I added Toki Sulani to my native languages, it actually just added it right on top of Simlish. So your sim can be a native from different languages, which again, Great for storytelling if you have multiracial households. You know, the sim learned Toki Sulani and Wendenbergish from her parents, both being from each perspective world. I love that, but you can also, I'm pretty sure you can remove languages. So if I wanted to make my sim not native in Simlish anymore, you know, he's going to be in for a rude awakening when he returns home, but you can also do that. So if you don't want to kind of work things around, you can have full reign with cheating with this mod as well. Okay, so I have traveled back home because I touched on earlier how you can use the Sim Lingo application on the computers to learn new languages, but you can also come into any bookcase and purchase textbooks. If you go ahead and go to the skill books, you're going to have new textbooks for each language. So down here we have a Wendenbergish textbook. Being a region filled with beautiful scenery and boasting a bustling nightlife, Windenburg is any tourist's dream location. Learning their local language is a must before partying at the bluffs or visiting one of their many community lots. This textbook is exactly what you need. It provides an introduction to the Windenburgish language. We have a Toki Sulani book. The region of Sulani is home to some of the most captivating scenery and wildlife our world has yet to offer. This textbook will teach you the fundamentals of Toki Sulani, the beautiful language of the islanders. Obviously, we have the Six Sami, the Simlish textbook, Salvadoradian, all of those. So you have all kinds of ways to learn new languages. I think it would be really cool to do like a challenge with this mod where you just travel to different worlds and try to become fluent in the languages just by chatting it up with the locals. I think that would be really fun. I think this mod just opens a ton of possibilities. Well, everybody, that is going to be it for today's video overviewing the language barriers mod. This is my first impressions of this mod. Like I said, I finally got my hands on downloading it after all of these months, and I love it just as I thought I would. I think it adds a lot of amazing new storytelling aspects to your game. It is free right now over on Frank's website, and as always, it will be linked down below. I would love to hear what kind of storylines you have cooking up with this new language mod. And of course, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, turn your notifications bell on, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.